Good afternoon, villagers. It's Arnie with Pepper Tree Villa. You're watching the Daily Dose of Disney. And let's get this blanket out of the way. How are you doing? Rachel, good to see you. Yeah, Doug's saying, that's my blanket. That's my blanket. Rachel, I saw you. Donna, I see you. Let me go ahead and take a look and see who else is here. I see Mike Wheeler, Carlos, the Disney World Freak. Thank you so much for being here. Stevie Lee, great to see you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, how is everyone doing? I hope you're all doing okay. Let me go ahead and just log in here for a moment, see if I can't get something going here. And yeah, I think so. It's been an interesting day. Hello, Todd Hall. I see you here as well. Diz Our Dream, thank you for joining. I'm not feeling quite so perfect right now. I mean, I'm okay. I'm just a little nauseated, so bear with me. But I'm okay. So, hello, Mara. Thank you for joining. You like my shirt? Yeah, here, everyone. Take a look at my shirt. Here's Disneyland. You know, that's, thank you so much, Stevie. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yep, Disneyland. That is, well, because we're so close, that is the place we go all the time. And we do like the clothing as well. Lena, hello. Thank you for joining. Jonathan, great to have you here. And Amy, thank you for joining. If I've missed anyone, I apologize. I'm seeing that the chat seems to be going by pretty quickly, but we'll go ahead and get started with the daily dose today. Hello, Dances with Goofy. Thank you, Todd. I'm glad you like the shirt. Let me get a word from Doug. Doug, how are you feeling?
Like nauseated like you.
Yeah, Doug's a little nauseated too, so, you know, it's probably a little something going around, but we'll deal with it. It is March 18th, 2020. This is your daily dose of Disney. On March 18th, 1928, Walt and Lillian Disney arrived back in Hollywood after spending the time in New York, trying to deal with renegotiating the deal with the Oswald distributor, Charles Mintz, and of course, it did not go well. It was an unsuccessful attempt to renegotiate. As a matter of fact, he lost control of Oswald on the trip. And this is the trip where we found out, of course, hello, Matt. We also found out that on this day that, Oswald was no longer part. Mickey, of course, was created on this trip. Hey, Ben. Ben, thanks for being there. 1955, it was on this day. Who knew? Walt had no idea that 27 years later, after arriving back in Hollywood with such a bad thing going on, that this would be the groundbreaking ceremony day for the Disneyland Hotel. At 11:15 on this day, they had Roy Disney there, C.V. Wood, who was the Disneyland's vice president and general manager at the time, the mayor of Anaheim, Charles Pearson, and members of the Rather family. Of course, the Rather Corporation is what built the Disneyland Hotel. So they were there in 1955 at 11:15 for groundbreaking for the hotel. Of course, Doug stayed there when he was younger. He stayed in an area of bungalows, and I believe now that's the place where there's a parking lot and also the old ESPN zones built there. And it's sad. A lot of our history is gone, but of course they're making new history with Downtown Disney and all the buildings that are there. Of course, the building that's there is also the former Rainforest Cafe, which I understand is now closed everywhere. It's sad. It's not completely out of business. It's just that they shut down all of their businesses to avoid hemorrhaging money at this point. So
Yeah, they don't know when they're going to open.
they don't know when they're going to reopen. But we'll see. We'll keep you posted on that one. That was the Landry's Corporation. They're also in charge of the Yak and Yeti at Animal Kingdom. So we'll see what happens with Landry's. So yeah, Todd, I'm not sure if they do or not. In fact, there used to be one in San Francisco. I don't know if it's still open or not. So I used to go to one down in Southern California at Costa Mesa at a place called South Coast Plaza. Huge, huge mall in Orange County. Okay, I saw this mentioned earlier in the stream. On this day in 1967, some marauding sea dogs at Disneyland hijacked, well, shanghaied, I guess, the sailing ship Columbia. And it became like a pirate ship. And they were essentially pirates who were going to be breaking into a building in New Orleans Square. That's right. Pirates of the Caribbean opened on this day in 1967, the first official day that we heard "Yo ho, a pirate's life for me." That's amazing. 53 years ago today, Pirates of the Caribbean opened. Also opening on this day was the Blue Bayou Restaurant. Now, the attraction itself, all the sets and everything, that was all designed by Claude Coates, one of the Imagineers. And then all of the characters that you see in there were designed by Mark Davis. So the two of them really key in doing that, because they are also key in designing the Haunted Mansion. Both of them held a lot of power in designing the final attraction of the Haunted Mansion, which of course is another favorite. But 53 years ago today, the Pirates of the Caribbean opened, along with the Blue Bayou Restaurant, which is a wonderful restaurant inside New Orleans Square. It's perpetual nighttime on the patio where the restaurant serves its food. It's a delightful experience. If you're ever at Disneyland, see if you can't get a reservation for the Blue Bayou at the Pirates of the Caribbean area. It's really nice. 1985. Let's go back in history still. ABC announced on this day plans to merge with a communications company, not Disney. It was called Capital Cities, and they formed a company called Cap Cities ABC. It was a $3.5 billion merger at that time, and at that point, it was the 11th largest corporate merger in U.S. history. $3.5 billion, that's nothing now compared to what they spend on mergers. Disney bought Fox for over $70 billion. I mean, that's 20 times what ABC paid when they merged with Cap Cities. Of course, it took another decade for Disney to get involved with ABC, but that's another day, another time in history. 1989. Now, you'll see in the thumbnail that I posted that I had everything about the Skyway at Disneyland. I did that specifically because on this day at Disneyland, 150 guests got stuck on the Skyway in 1989. I never got stuck on the Skyway. I never had to be evacuated. Nothing like that ever happened. But on this day in 1989, at Disneyland, 150 guests were stranded 40 feet up in the air on the Skyway. And that's because there was one person in one of the gondolas that was shaking the gondola. And I guess it just triggered a shutdown because safety features were always in place. So at that point, they went ahead and shut down the attraction. They had to call in the fire departments from Orange County, the city of Anaheim, and the city of Garden Grove to evacuate 150 people from the Skyway. I can imagine all the hook and ladder trucks up and down the path in Fantasyland and Tomorrowland. But thankfully, there were no injuries. That's a good thing. Also on this day, there was something else that happened at Disneyland. This little promotion called Blast to the Past. They did a celebration about the 1950s. Sound familiar? They're always doing that now. They have 50s night and things, but they had a 3-week celebration, 3-month celebration called Blast to the Past at Disneyland. And it filled in the time for spring until the summer break started. So they had some fun there with that. 2001, this happened at Disney's California Adventure. Remember, the park had only been open a little over a month by this time. And when they did this, they thought, okay, let's go ahead and try this special event. They did the world's first digitally transmitted and projected film. The film was called Spy Kids. How many of you have heard of Spy Kids? Now, I know I've even seen it, But it was on this day that it premiered, not premiered, but they did a transfer by digital, it was like a satellite transmission that they did. So they digitally transmitted the film to, let's see, which theater was it? Oh, it's the Hyperion Theater in the Hollywood Pictures backlot at that time. So they had the movie playing in that one. And a lot of people saw the first digitally transferred film. Of course, that happens all the time now. It's no big deal. Digital transfers are like secondhand now. That was 19 years ago that this happened. It was a big deal. So I'd like to thank my moderators. That's all I have in history, actually. I didn't get anything really, things like births and television shows and things like, that kind of stuff. I really want to get the meat of the stuff. So thank you, moderators, everyone there with the blue wrench. Like I see Donna there. Thank you so much, Donna. And Candy Mom, thank you. Speaking of Candy Mom has so graciously volunteered to give a prize away for us from the shop that we have at Spreadshirt.com. Go to shop.spreadshirt.com/peppertreevilla and you will see that we have selections of PTV swag, and Cynthia has very graciously volunteered to buy something for the person that wins the contest. What's that contest? Go watch Ben's video, Life with Ben, where he talks about breakfast at Nations. And then follow the instructions there in the video. You'll understand how to enter the contest. So go ahead and go do that. Watch Ben's video of Life with Ben, Breakfast at Nations. It's only here on PTV. Also, Dean, the Life Place, I'd like to thank him. Dean is an angel. He has his website set up so that all of us can advertise there on his website, and he's always updating it. As a matter of fact, I'll be participating with Dean tomorrow night on his show. The Live Place is going to be going live at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Tomorrow night, he's doing a regular series called The Fifth Gate. Once a month, he's been doing this show, and I've been asked to participate in that. So join the Live Place tomorrow night at 8 p.m. for The Fifth Gate. I'm looking forward to it because I love stimulating conversation like that. Also, I dropped a video earlier this week called Pi Day. On Sunday, we posted the video because on Saturday, 314, which is the number of pi in geometry and calculus and all that, we went ahead and celebrated with eating pie and pizza. So that video talks all about Pi Day. So go enjoy that also on Pepper Tree Villa. And don't forget, Ben will be dropping a new video tomorrow. Life with Ben goes live tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, only on PTV. That'll be episode 42 of Life with Ben. So don't miss that. Also, don't miss what's happening tonight on the YouTube network of our support channels. Charlie is going to be doing Disney Nerd Herders at 7 p.m. He's going to have Jim with More Sunshine Please, as well as D&G Explorers. Those two channels will be joining them tonight at 7 p.m. All times mentioned here are Eastern. So 7 p.m., Disney Nerd Herders with the Not Ready for Primetime show with More Sunshine Please and D&G Explorers. Following that, D&G Explorers will be doing their show on their channel at 8 p.m. Also at 8 p.m., Two Real Geeks are going to be playing something different tonight on their show. They're doing a geeky game, Powerpuff Girls Monopoly. Don't miss it. They're going to have some fun tonight playing Monopoly at 8 o'clock, so don't miss that. And then again tomorrow night, The Fifth Gate at 8 p.m. on the Live Place. That's going to have Dean, of course. We'll also have Rob Fuzz and More Sunshine Please, Jim with More Sunshine Please, and me. The four of us will be talking all about it, so yeah. Monopoly is fun. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me today for this edition of the Daily Dose of Disney. I'll be back tomorrow at the same time, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, with another edition of the Daily Dose of Disney. And don't forget, go check out our channel because that's right. One more time, Ben's video is dropping tomorrow morning. Don't forget that. And when you do, make sure that you leave a comment for him. Let him know that you enjoyed his video because I know I've been enjoying it. In the meantime, I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off here and do a little relaxing, maybe drink some water and do something to maybe settle my stomach a little. So I'll keep you all posted on everything. If any news happens in the world of Disney, I will make sure to pass that information along as soon as possible. Everyone, thank you so much. Have a magical evening and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow with another edition of the Daily Dose of Disney. Bye now.